He said he would make the move either way. I'm glad he said that, because that's what you do as a racer. You see a car slowing down, you want to pounce on them. And I think this incident was so unfortunate. Again, that's why I said it's more down to luck than talent, because Oscar shouldn't have had the penalty, and he would have probably finished second to Lando Norris at Interlagos. And I think the FIA has yet again interfered in the drivers' championship. And how many days ago did Lewis Hamilton say the same thing? They need to be consistent. They need to own up on their decisions, because what they're doing is changing careers, is changing championship outcomes, like I've seen in the past.
I get you, but I've got a question then in that case, Kunal. What do you think the FIA got wrong? Like, by what account did they decide that Kimi was not ahead of, like, Oscar was not sufficiently ahead of Kimi Antonelli? Because from the onboards, you can very clearly tell Oscar's wheel is not ahead. But then do you measure it by the front wing? Do you measure it by where the driver is sitting? Like, why have the FIA gotten it wrong then?
I think I always refer to the rule book as we've got it in the world of sailing, right? If you're more than half a car length ahead, like if we go back to that image, and I've tweeted it out, right? If we go back to that image, there was nothing. And I actually did this analysis for over 7 minutes with Atle Gulbrandsen, who, by the way, as you guys know, is 28th year in his Formula One commentary career, where Soumil will be in another 26 years time or so. So what I mean is, there was nowhere Oscar Piastri could have gone with where he was. Kimi closed the door. Oscar had space. Oscar still made the corner, but it was Kimi, and Kimi had enough space on his right to let Leclerc do his thing as well.
Is Kimi entitled to leave space for Oscar? I don't think he should be entitled to leave space for Oscar. Like, it's
then that's chaos. Then if Kimi is entitled to leave space for Oscar because of how close Oscar ended up being at that time.
So do you decide how much space to leave based on how close someone ends up being, or how close they are at the entry to the corner?
That's already written in the rules. That's already written in the rules. So the driver who's making the overtake, his front wheels have to be alongside the mirror of the car that he's overtaking. I didn't see the onboards, but if that is the case, then Kimi is supposed to leave space for Piastri. If that's not the case, then Piastri has no business being there. That's basically what the rule book says, at least. But then probably Kunal would be able to share that better, look as he's seen the onboards.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm on this image still is, at this point where I've frozen the frame, there was nothing Oscar Piastri could have done apart from brake harder to slow down the car more, right? But at this moment is Kimi should have also known that so what's happening is Oscar is suddenly committing to a tighter line. If you want to commit to a tighter line, you've got to slow down and carry lesser speeds, right? So Kimi Antonelli out here, this is purely down to inexperience. This is what Toto Wolff said, Oscar dive bombed. I'm sorry, this is not a dive bomb. Dive bombs
are
it not,
Kunal? Is it not? Because if you were
do you
Kimi
call this a dive bomb?
Well, it is. Look at
just because you see smoke.
Like, no, not because I see the smoke. Because the apex of the corner is a little further away, and he's coming in very early. And if I were Kimi Antonelli, why would I deliberately put myself in the absolute dirty air of Lando Norris with no space? I would want to take the normal racing line.
There's no dirty air conversation here, because everyone's got dirty air.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't want to follow that close to Lando Norris. Like, I'd want to take a normal, good sweeping racing line, which I think is what Kimi Antonelli is trying to like sort of square off the corner as much.